Hello, audience. My name is Isaac Atiers, and we at Bardic Logs bring to you once again Training Grounds. This time, the second part of my team joins us with Dragon Master as Ash, the traveling salesman Tabaxi, and Thermic Griffin as Eisen, the ever-troubled dwarf just trying to make a new bit of money to get another drink. We at Bardic Logs bring to you Session 0, Part 2. Enjoy. We ended last session with you guys going up to the mansion. As if you scroll up into the chat, you can take a quick look at it again. With the drow named Velvet Rose and the half-orc Aid. They came up to you explaining to Lavender that yes, the previous training party, a member named Kurt, had screwed them over, taking the gold and the supplies and running off. So they were about to turn around and go get, return and get more. But seeing as you guys were here, Ash made a quick deal, sold off Eisen's stuff, and then gave the gold to Xenaris.
Yeah, because someone decided to attack me.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Natural ones
I will
are-
never forget.
Don't worry, I'll sell off somebody else's stuff and get you some gold too.
Just constantly like, okay, fuck, now I'm in debt to Eisen, he sold his shit, so now I gotta sell Lavender's shit to get Eisen paid off. And
It's the barterer's life.
I do have a question though. Did we level up at all? Or are we still level 2?
I'll say sure, you guys can be level 3.
Okay, I'm ready. I think.
Alright.
Possibly. Maybe. Car batteries are ready.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah, same here. Let's do this.
Alright. So as you stand in the woods, the cold air and fog kind of subtly around you, you hear the hoo, hoo, hoo of the owl in the distance. You guys are looking at this tall mansion. And let's start this round with perception checks. So you guys can see what you guys see about the mansion and various bits and bobs around it.
Just perception, nothing else?
Yeah, let's just start with the perception check, and then if you guys like to investigate certain areas with that you see, you are more than welcome to.
You want me to roll or just use the base perception?
Let's roll, because this your base. I'll give you guys a base description because of your base perceptions. These are just to see how many extra details you guys get.
Okay.
5 plus 4, 9.
All right, so
Damn
the
it.
lens sees just the mansion in front, with a cliffside that kind of goes off behind it. Other than that, a single grave stands to the left of a tall tree with chains wrapped about it. Besides that,
I think it would make sense that I was annoyed with the attack and that damn skeleton crawling all over me.
yeah.
So probably...
And seeing it on top of Steve, holding Ash lovingly, like ever so slightly cuddling Ash while he's on top of Steve, probably is annoying the living hell out of you.
Can I walk up to it real quick?
Yeah, you can walk up to Ash and the skeleton,
Alright.
who's, spooning him.
I'm gonna walk up to the skeleton, whisper into its ear, "You fuck up, I'll make sure to send you on a one-way trip back to where you came from."
And the skeleton just doesn't react. As
My ears perk up as I'm like waking up on the horse's back, and I'm like, you know, skeletons don't have ears, right?
Then how do they understand us?
Telepathy, duh.
Steve goes, "Yeah, watch this," and then the skeleton starts doing a little boogie.
Steve. And Steve, tell him that if he fucks up, I will be sure to personally send him straight back to hell where he belongs.
With one arm, it attempts to cross his arms.
I tell him that, like, don't worry, man. Because if the skeleton screws up, really, it's just Steve screwing up. Because he's controlling the skeleton, after all. But don't worry,
who
I think
gave Steve the
Steve's got our
necklace?
best intentions.
Steve gets it makes the skeleton give a sassy, like, finger snap.
Ah, fucking damn it, I hate this already. I hate this on many levels.
So I rolled an 18 plus 4 perception, so 22.
Awesome. And how about you, Eisen?
I'm gonna mute myself real quick.
No problem. So I rolled a 13 plus 5.
18.
It's 18.
Nice, nice. All right, so both of you who weren't hyper focused on the skeleton, and even you, Ash, as you wake up and stretch, look around, you see Lavender talking to a half orc that you don't really recognize, and a drow, and you're stretching, not even fully aware what the situation is, and you see this tall mansion in front of you with Victorian-esque details, and as you look up at the very top with those two towers peeking above, on the right one you see a black figure. There's like a shadow outlined by a subtle candlelight. And it turns around and heads back into the tower. Eisen, you would see the cave, not the cave, the cliff side actually has something over it. There's something beyond the cliffs, not just like a complete fall.
Oh, interesting.
But you can't really tell from where you are, as you're still in the front of the manor, and there's a little gate kind of going around the side. From here, Lavender just kind of turns around. Okay, you three. So, Aid here is going to be joining you. He just got reimbursed, luckily, with all his adventuring gear. Thank you, Ash, for your quick thinking. I will not bring up where you got that equipment. However, Velvet Rose will be heading back, and I will be having to escort her back. With this, your contract just got a pay bump, and you're on your own. Gives a big thumbs up and a big smile.
How do we know you're not fucking us over?
Well,
He was trustworthy enough.
yeah.
He's paying.
Yes,
He
you're
did
now-
give me this necromantic horse.
I just want to know how much of a paint up we're getting.
Hi, well, let's see. You were getting 175 before. We'll just double it. How about 350?
Holy crap.
350 per person. That seems pretty alright. What do you think, Ash?
I'm
You
down.
had my attention, but now you have my erection.
I don't want your erection. He turns back around to Black Widow. Okay, let's get going. He hops up on top of her horse. We will be, I will be returning back in sometime tomorrow. And if you need help, and if anything goes wrong, just survive till then. And they, yeehaw, hit the horse's ass and heads off into the distance. With that, you four in front of the mansion aid a half-orc with a great axe upon his back, big, muscly, and burly. Well, hello there. My name is Aid. Good to see other trainees. I hope you will not betray me like my last partner.
Oh, I got no reason to betray anybody. I'm here for the adventure and all the magical items.
Ash is just here to make money.
Just don't get in my way and let me kill whatever I see in sight.
I'm just here to make my treasure. I think we'll get along just fine.
Sounds good. Although, can I make one little suggestion?
Yes.
I may or may not recognize that my fancy for shining things got us in trouble at the graveyard. So I highly recommend somebody lead the way before I go into this place alone.
I'll go first.
I will follow.
I will bring it
I
to
just
you.
don't want to be responsible for being the first one to walk through a booby trap.
And
Again.
I don't want you to be the lost one in case you grab something shiny behind us.
Smart. So
In the
at
middle,
least sweet. So we got a big strong orc. If I half orc, you look strong. Sorry if I called you an orc. Aid. I got a big strong aid with me to help me out in case I do find something shiny. I really hope there's shiny stuff
Oh,
in
the
this
hell am I, just a
looking
cat to you?
place.
Steve looks up. Hey,
Well-
I can't really go inside the house. It's rude. Would you mind, like, lassoing me up in front?
Steve, I can lasso you in front, but the lasso is not gonna fit around that necklace. I'm gonna have to take it with me. You can either have free reign in the yard and fight whatever you find outside, or I can lasso you up and take the necklace.
Fine. He starts just walking about, and the skeleton starts patrolling with him around the grounds.
Try to find something good.
Over there! And the skeleton just, like, fucking pounces and stabs a squirrel.
I walk
You
inside.
gave that horse way too much power.
When we're out of earshot, I'm like, if he gets into trouble, at least he's got the skeleton, and I didn't pay anything for him. I kind of have a maniacal laugh.
As long as you keep stealing squirrels, at least you'll have to be eating.
Add a character real quick. Wasn't Steve immortal, from what I remember?
I mean, yeah, but I hadn't brought that up yet.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
I just
I
want to
am
clarify
aware
that.
of it.
Well, I'm not going to add a character.
Yeah. So I won't take
They don't
notes
know
on
it
that.
Yeah, no, Steve is immortal.
I mean, even more fits Steve's necromantic
Yeah,
nature. Yeah.
It fits into his nature now.
Yeah, he's been alive. for
Okay,
a
back
while.
to it then.
That's
So-
absolutely fantastic.
Wild.
As you go up to the door, you enter a little stone passageway, and after about 10 feet of almost like a little entranceway with nice lanterns and stuff, and strangely lit, all in just one area for the entrance. The floor is a lovely oak wood, and it's been like lacquered and finished, even on the outside, as if it's like a deck. And as you go up to the door, it has a very lovely red pattern, almost like painted into it, that gives it a semi-Victorian, semi-demonic kind of look. As you open it, you hear a creak. So, as you enter, it's a very lovely carved stone pathway with doors on either side. And in front of you is a double door. In here, it feels warm compared to the outside. It feels almost welcoming. Besides that, the doorways are made with a kind of a nice brown oak, maybe even a dogwood, every now and then. And the doors in front of you appear to have a very nice leather kind of detailing over them. It shows. What would be a good one? It shows two short swords crossed with something dripping from them. What would you guys like to do?
Investigate it.
I was gonna say, like, oh, by the way, guys, I saw somebody up in the tower when we were coming in.
Oh, that's interesting. Someone up in the tower.
So, who we're looking for? He's probably upstairs.
I also saw something. It seems like there's something beyond the cliffs. Doesn't seem like it's just going down.
Do I smell anything in the area? Anything unusual?
As you sniff, I suppose you would smell, with your strong lion senses, that a subtle, murky smell in the air.
Smells murky around here. That's unusual. Well, what do I know?
Murky. Getting murky.
I got a 21, by the way. 19 plus 2.
Are you investigating the door?
No, like I'm investigating the area. Like I'm looking for any
Oh, well.
traps, clues.
I would say the doors on your left and right don't have lights on, but the door in front of you, the double doors, have lights beneath it. The short swords are, all made with leather. However, underneath the little bindings, there are little metal plates that seem to be creating the indentation. Maybe there are actual short swords under there. Who knows? Other than that, you can tell that the right door is locked without even having to really mess with it. You're looking at it and you can tell that the keyhole has already been turned, and just looking between the door lines, you can see the latch already over the patch.
Can I try and take the short swords?
Yeah, you just have to like, cut out the stitching of the leather. Not too bad.
Alright, what am I rolling for that, or just...
How do how did that even happen? I turned on my camera somehow.
Can I... So do I have to roll for something to cut it out, or just... I can cut it out
You
easily?
just cut it out. You just break off the stitching, and as you take off the stitching from the door on the double doorway, it's almost like pulling off wallpaper. As you start pulling off, you see two double short swords fall to the ground, and they are a lighter steel than any of you have seen. Instead of like a dark grainy steel, you just see a lighter metal with a red stripe down between both of them.
Ooh.
I would
Okay.
like to keep one of them. Maybe I can learn something about this new metal.
Absolutely. Isaac, you pick
As
one.
long as you can give it back to me.
That's fine. I'm just interested in for forging.
Done.
As you guys pick them up and you rip them off, you notice that the two swords that were like crossed over were almost like blocking the actual door's ability to open. And as you rip it off, it creaks open.
I
Sure
just
enough.
back up and I'm like, not my fault, not my fault, not my fault.
Are these any special type of short swords, or just lighter than normal?
As you feel them, you do feel. Just so you, Ash, and Eisen know, whenever I describe magical items that are of unknown property, I always describe them as feeling a unnatural buzz. And so with this, both Eisen and Xaner, so you hold them, you feel almost like a weird vibration in the bones of your hands when you pick them up. Something about it feels like it is trying to guide your hand, but it just can't.
Can I attune to it?
No, not just like on the
Damn.
spot.
Well, I mean, like, over the course of however long I'm keeping it with me, can I just attune to it and just let me know when I'm pulling it to?
No, that would be require a long rest.
Damn it.
As you open the doors, you guys will, just real quick, both be able to all see the staircase in front of you and a slight hallway that goes left with a door that leads, I mean, I guess you wouldn't really see the door, but yeah, a hallway that goes left, a hallway that goes right, and the staircase again.
Thinking I can identify those swords for you if you want.
Please and thank you. That would help greatly.
I think I would also check the metal, see if it's similar to anything that we've used before.
Absolutely. Eisen, I don't know what it is labeled for dwarves. I don't play them often enough, but whatever the intelligence check is, go ahead and make that for your like metals and stoneworking and forge and all that. Then
Just give me a second.
absolutely. And Ash, as you cast Identify, this almost like a schematic pops up. The actual sword itself, kind of in your eyes, folds out onto like a piece of paper, like a scroll opening. And as you're able to pull it out, you're almost like Tony Stark looking at a schematic of it. Except instead of it being all futuristic, it's all hand drawn with pen, like ink and quill, and it
Like
lays-
magical.
Yeah, and it lays out blood renders. Plus,
Blood render?
+2
Ooh.
short swords.
Yo!
I just relay all of this to him as I'm reading it off.
The more
Like,
blood
at
that
Holy
At the
shit.
air
the
gazing
stronger it
focus.
becomes.
And I'm just like, hey man, you got some nice stuff there. So you keep those safe. Spill lots of blood.
Alright, so mine is it's a D20 and double my intelligence modifier. So that's 14 plus 2, it's 16.
Nice. All right, so you're able to tell they're silvered.
Ooh! Ooh! Oh man.
That's interesting. Not a lot of useful silver swords.
Aye. Most silver swords are meant to be.
Customized.
I guess you would know this, Eisen, inherently. Most silver swords are meant as like specific kind of monster hunts. So they're not necessarily the most rigid and strong, often even being broken by the monsters they're fighting, but being the only weapons that can harm, say, werewolves or certain ghosts and creatures. They're quite favored to have silver lining put in, but to have actual swords made of silver and to feel this sturdy is quite intriguing to you.
Right,
So
and
what are the stats
like,
for it?
It's just right now for you until you're attuned, D6.
Okay, so
Short sword.
no, but I mean like so I can have it saved, so it gets stronger.
Oh yeah, it's blood render. It gets stronger the more blood it spills, and it's a +2 overall. And +2 magical is both. And just so you guys know, whenever anything reads plus whatever, it means to both damage and attack rolls.
Ooh, this is great.
But until you're attuned,
I'll be honest, I was
plus
not
two
going to
is
pull those swords. Now I'm glad I did.
well, I do like giving fun things for fucking about.
I'm like,
There we go. Added as a custom inventory item.
Yes.
Yes,
Alright.
custom made.
Eisen, it's been a minute since you took any kind of lead. Where would you like to go? There's the doors to your left, your right, and then the hallway in front of you that has the staircase.
Let's head down to the doors to the left. If we're looking for someone that was upstairs, perhaps we need to investigate the surrounding area for traps.
I like where you're going.
As you open the left door, you see a small hallway with another door on the end that leads to a. You can see underneath light underneath it. The following room is lit. However, surrounding you on both sides are coats. This appears to be a coat room.
Alright, so we're going to open it and check inside of the coat room. Maybe we find anything interesting.
Alright, as you step in, are you wanting to do anything like an investigation check, a perception check, anything like that?
I think let's do an investigation check.
Alright, give me an investigation check. And I'll just have this.
Can I assess them?
I'll just have it be Eisen as he's entering the room first. And I'll have,
Okay.
like, Daenerys and Ash. I assume you guys are, like, probably even still oogling eyes over blood render currently.
Oh
That's
no,
fair.
I read it off, and then I'm like following behind Eisen, and I'm like peeking over his shoulder.
Just like an actual
Yeah, if
cat.
anything, I would have sorted away.
Fair enough.
Alright, so that's 15.
15.
Not bad, not bad.
As you're looking about, you see in the middle of the floor a single little tripwire. Zing. Shines as you take a moment to look at it. See the various coats. You follow the tripwire, and you see that one of the coats, and you just ever so slightly open it up, has blades inside of it. You think the tripwire would have sent it flying and tried to wrap it around you.
I just warn Ash behind me as I see him poking his head over my shoulder to watch out for the tripwire.
I gotcha. Thanks for pointing it out. I see it.
I think you saw the shiny
Do I
first.
see this yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
as he points it out, you're able to see it pretty well.
Could I try and disable the trap?
Do you just want to, like, cut it?
I'm pretty sure that cutting it might trigger. Is there any way I can just look around and see if there's a way I can just find the source of where it begins, so I can just cut it off and then collect the blades?
With how small this area is, you'll have to wait till Eisen and Ash get through first. Unless they want to make
Alright, I'll wait for them.
Yeah,
I'll
I
wait for
think
them to do what they gotta do, and then I'll try and disable the trap. I don't want them getting hurt.
I back up and point it out to you, and I'm like, you wanted to disable that? And I like shuffle out of the way
and
so
then
that I'm like
Why not?
standing behind you.
Blades
seeing
are
as you're
blades.
going
Money
to-
is money.
seeing as you're gonna disarm it, I just move out of the way to give you more space.
Okay, so what do I roll?
well, you're not a rogue, so you have no idea how to do this. So, with the description I gave you, tell me how you do this.
Let's see. So following the tripwire, one leads to a coat. Where does the other one lead?
The other one looks like
Where
it's
did the other end lead?
full.
Okay, if that's the case, I'm gonna go to the other end, not leading to the coat, but to the other end, and I'm just gonna break it off from there.
As you smash it, the top line releases, sending the coat flying at you. Give me a dex check.
Motherfucker! I hate you. Make a
I
dexterity check.
scream out,
Yeah.
watch out!
Hang on. Let's see, what do I got here? Do I have anything that can help me in this case?
Whisper. Thank
No,
God
I
I
do not.
stepped out of the way.
Would you say this is like a ranged attack?
No.
Damn it. Okay.
Why would a coat wrapping around you be a ranged attack? I'm curious.
It's
I don't know,
shooting
because it's
towards him.
being launched at me?
Oh,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
it's being flung at him.
Can I use one of my key points to use a dodge action for patient defense to give me advantage?
That's like an actual action.
Okay.
You would have to do that beforehand.
Fair enough. Alright, let's roll, see what happens. Fuck, what was it? Again, that I'm rolling?
Saving throw.
Nat 1 plus 4. 1 plus 3, I mean.
Alright, I'll just count it as a 4 pretty much, because either way it's a fail. I won't punish you too bad. As you're like smashing it, thinking that, oh yes, it will stop the coat. However, seeing as it's a top line, the moment you smash it, it comes unloose. It gets pulled, dragged across the floor, and the counterweight nearly falls on top of your head as the coat is dragged across, as it's no longer held back by the spool. And as the arms open up, Eisen and Ash, you see, opens up, and several daggers are loosely just not even daggers, just the blades. There's no handles, just the pure blades open up and wrap around the lion. You're going to be taking. You're going to be taking 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
That hurt.
Yeah, I rolled a max on 2 of them. That was unfortunate.
So I'm down to half now.
It's still the last level.
I'm gonna turn around, slowly look at them. Help me get this off. This is painful
I
and
think-
very uncomfortable.
I think
like
the main practice
walk
one
in.
for you.
This is why I wanted to do it. I had a feeling something would happen.
As you look over, even though it's like wrapped around him, it's like as if he's wearing it, and he does look quite stylish in it. I will say that. The lion in like a tall trench coat that's blue with gold patches looks very stylish. However, it starts to really quickly lose its style as the blood starts seeping through into the into the fabric.
Ooh, buddy.
The
That's
blades and leave me the trench coat. I will keep the trench coat. You can keep the blades. Use it for your metal
Okay.
forging.
oh. I'll help pull out the blades and give them to the guy who uses them.
If this takes long enough, could I use a short rest to recover some HP? If it takes as long as it.
Like as I'm pulling them out of you, I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like I'm
literally just
doing
seconds of him being, okay, quick, pull this blade out, pull this blade out, pull this blade out. And then
1, 2.
It's like a
Okay, I gotta ask, how many blades was there?
just 6.
Holy shit. And it was max damage.
As I clink them to the floor, I toss them over.
And with that, you guys can see that the remainder coats are just old, dusty, and overall just have just that look of old royalty. I suppose if you guys would like, you can dig through their coats pockets.
Yes.
I would say you all find 6 gold pieces, just casually going through.
Would you say these coats are valuable at all?
No.
Or are they
They're
still worn out that they have no value?
Yeah, they're moth worn.
Ah.
There's like holes in it, and one of them that you open up and you find a gold piece, a moth is on the other side of the gold piece and just like flutters off.
What about the one I'm currently wearing? Is that one also moth worn or not as bad?
Oh, it's very moth worn. It almost practically ripped as it went over you.
I'm like,
Are we
sick? I like how this
Still
looks.
relatively close to the front door.
Yes, you are. If you look at the map, you are literally just in that left square.
Okay. I want to take one of the nicer looking coats out of, like, you know, the ones that are moth ridden, and I want to like open up out the front door and yell out and be like, Steve, Steve, I got you a coat.
He
No,
trots
what
over. Hell yeah! Is it for me or the skeleton?
Probably
Technically, there's enough for both of you.
I throw it over the skeleton's shoulders to hide the like missing arm.
He like puts it on, and that like the right one just kind of hangs loosely. So there's no arm inside of it, and it just like looks up sadly. But it does look snazzy as fuck. It's a skeleton and it's
Good.
How much gold did you say we got?
6 each.
6 gold. Okay.
I would like to take this time to step in front of like the main staircase there, and is there what? Let's see. I want to detect magic. Cast detect magic.
Yeah. As you walk in, so you step forward, and to the left and right, you'll see left is another door that enters into the coat closet, a dead end. And on right is a corridor that leads into a dark passage. You do see about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 50 feet in, there is a wooden door. As you enter the area with the staircase, either side of it has braziers lit that give a very soft flame. To the left, you see an open doorway that shows a dining room. Other than that, again, another wooden door to the right, and a passageway that leads to darkness. As you cast magic,
Passageway.
you sense dark necrotic energy from above you, in front of you,
Ooh.
and you sense transmutation magic in the kitchen.
Oh. Guys, there's stuff going on around here. All over that way is evil. Just evil. And I don't know what the hell they're cooking in the kitchen, but it ain't natural. Not natural at all. Mm-mm. Nope. Not one bit. I wouldn't eat that kind of turducken any day.
The hallway that's dark is that where is that? That's going out of the room.
Yes.
That we currently.
If you look at the staircase on the map to the right, there's the one going past the staircase, and the one to the right hallway going past the door. That kind of, if you look at the map,
Okay.
you see that kind of.
Yes, yeah, yes.
Almost looks like that library room
Mm-hmm.
with the death.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, cool. Where do you guys want to head? Are we heading upstairs or are we checking around? Obviously,
Okay,
Ash
we wanna
doesn't want to
check
go in the
everywhere.
kitchen.
can I see if I can smell anything coming from like the kitchen, or we already did the smell thing and it's just musky?
He smelled musky there, but I say if you walk up to the doorway and you'll just see it, a fully packed up with plates, silverware, all that dining room table, with several skeletons kind of sitting about them, and a full turkey in the middle, and it smells delicious. Ash, give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh.
Ooh,
Charisma say that's just a 20-sided.
Yep, 20-sided plus.
I guess, yeah. Oh, okay, let's see. 10.
Fuck, you're hungry.
Do we see him walking towards it?
Yeah, almost like a hypnotic gaze. Ash, cartoon style.
Almost
Nose
like the
lifted out on the
I
smell.
lift up off of the ground. Like, my toes are like centimeters off the ground, and I'm just kind of floating over towards the turkey.
Pretty much.
Can I grab him
There's
by his
training.
collar?
Yeah, you guys are walking towards him. I'll say you get to him just as he's about to, like, right behind an open chair. And Ash, as you like put your claw on the chair to open it, you feel the back collar grabbed by Zeneras, and Eisen is kind of
I'm just gonna lift him up.
yeah, we literally pull him
Just
over.
like, oh, thank you. Do not sniff that turkey. It's not natural.
Oh no, you're not
There's
raw
something-
out of it, Ash. You still want it.
Oh, okay.
You're not
Don't
sure
take me
either
away.
way.
Don't take me. It smells so good. I want it.
He's in.
Turkey.
Do you want to smack him or do you want me to smack him?
I think you can smack him. I'm a little bit short. I'll need to jump.
Alright. This is payback, in a sense.
Boom.
But he's not going to know this is payback. This is just me trying to help him.
Right.
I'll smack him to try and knock him out of whatever stupor he's in. Since I don't know what's going on, he's just acting weirder than usual.
While most, I'll make you just redo the save. Because it's payback, what we're gonna say is you take 1 point of damage, Ash, and you're just knocked out of it.
Alright.
As you kind of feel your cheek is very heavily bruised.
It's like, I don't know who did that, but I do know why. You do not smell that turkey.
As you smell it, Aizen and Zeneris, you're like able to kind of just pinch your nose. You're kind of like, yeah, fuck that turkey.
It's like, no, don't
You're
smell the
welcome.
turkey.
You're welcome.
I'll say right now, you're currently just around the table. Do you guys like to investigate this area? There's a table, a little hearth to the left that is lit with a fire, and several plates and dining wares. About to the top, you see a sign that says lounge, and to the bottom, you see a play area or rec room.
So we see, are the skeletons eating still, or are they just dead there?
They're dead in various different poses of eating. One looks like he's about to like devour a sandwich. Another one looks like he's like slamming a fork down on a steak. Another one looks like he's patting what used to be his belly, far, far, far away from what his rib cage currently is. He various different poses.
I want to look around at each of the skeletons to see if any of them are wearing jewelry. Be like, I wonder if any of these guys have a necklace.
Yeah, I want to see if I can pillage, loot them. That's basically what I was going to do as well.
I'm sorry.
You can get like, I would say Ash and Zeneris and Aizen if you'd like to join. You can each get like 2 silver rings worth maybe 5 gold pieces.
Do they have any equipment, like any swords, bows?
Just a silverware in their hands.
And how much gold was it?
Wearing
5?
a single. It's better to list off the rings. Each of them was wearing a single silver ring worth 5 gold pieces. 6 of them in total, as it was all on the left hand. No, right hand. Right.
So 6 in total, plus 30 gold. Split that between everybody. That's 10 gold apiece.
Yes, but it's 6 silver rings. Not gold.
I'd rather just take the rings. I'd get Ash to enchant them later.
Alright, so I guess everybody gets 6 rings.
No,
I
it's 2
pass
rings
them
for
up.
6 rings overall.
Oh, okay. So there's 2 rings apiece.
Yes.
Passed up my rings, one for each of you guys. I'm like, these aren't magical.
So 3.
You don't want yours?
Yeah,
Alright, I'll
you
take
guys.
it.
I'll take it as well.
I'll be like, I'm looking for something that really grabs me. Like the last
And before he gets grabbed.
Oh, wonderful. So
Alright, well that's happening. You said we can do investigation checks, right?
I didn't, but you could, yeah.
Like investigate the surroundings.
There's nothing to really investigate. I already gave you a description.
Ah.
Tables, hearts,
Damn.
stuff like that. Aizen, I'll say
Okay.
it's been a minute again since you take the lead. Do you want to do the lounge or the rec room or somewhere else?
I think let's go back to that first room that was locked. So I want to use my crowbar to try and pry open the door.
Alright, Aizen, you start walking on back. Ash and Zeneris, you see him walk over, slam his crowbar into between, and go and give me a strength check as you start just really wriggling it on in there.
Alright, so that's 11 plus 2, 13.
Yeah, you're able to kind of crack it open. Maybe not like fully break it open, but you're able to break off the bottom panel large enough for your dwarven size to get through.
Alright, so then I enter and I investigate the area to see if there's anything valuable.
As you look in, you see it's an office space, not like a full office, almost like the front desk person who maybe took the coats. You see a small little pouch that has like what's it called? Payments written over it.
Oh, that's interesting. I open the pouch to see what's inside of it.
You see just tons of old, rusty, but still functional copper. It looks like they're like tips.
Okay. I'll pick up the copper tips and just place them in my inventory. Now, how many would you say are there?
There are 30, so it's just 30 copper.
Oh, no problem. Nothing else that you saw in the area.
You can see several tickets of like people having left their coats. You see a Mrs. Jensen wire. The little description is elven, tall, prick. Stuff like that. It seems this receptionist had quite a humor. Dwarf, short, angry, stuff like that.
Yeah. Right, no, that's fine. I head back out to the party and tell them I found 30 copper pieces and if they would like to split it.
No, it's okay. You can have that. I think these rings will be sufficient for now.
Like I said, I'm looking for something that grabs.
Now, would you guys like to go down either so the remaining options would be the rec room, the lounge room, up the staircase, or either the dark hallways. Or, of course, I suppose the library-esque room.
But from here, can't I see down the dark hallway? I've got dark
Yeah, I
sight.
should be able to too with dark vision.
Dark vision
Yeah.
only lets you go about 60 feet into the dark. So you're able to see,
I
I would
believe for me
say,
it's
to the
different.
edges, but you can't see really anywhere past it. You
Oh,
just,
okay.
in black and white, see that there is a wall at the end.
I'm voting for the hallway area. I want to start, or the library area.
Alright.
Alright, and then so we're going to the library area?
That's my vote.
Okay. I was hoping to go into the rec room or the lounge. If we haven't gone there yet.
You guys want to split up? We've got a couple more rooms we can check. I promise, I won't touch anything without calling it out.
We just go as a group.
Before I go down, I'll be like, tell you what, guys, before we go this way, I want to cast dancing lights down the dark hallway. Like, just down to the other end.
By all means.
Okay. So, I throw them down towards the corner, and just to light it up and make sure I'm not getting, like, jumped.
As you light it up, you see a red carpet going from right where the corner is, leading past what you can see into the corner, deep into the hallway.
Doesn't look like there's anything too treacherous down that way. You want to check out the rec room before we go this way?
Sure. But before we do that, is there anything I can pick up in my hand real quick?
Sure, like, I guess you have, like, stones, I guess you might carry around.
Oh, okay, I can throw a stone. I was gonna say if there's anything in the room I could just pick up and quickly throw.
Yeah, like, it'd be like candle.
That works too.
You just, like, pick up a candle.
Sure. Can I throw that at the carpet real quick?
Sure. As it pings on the carpet, nothing happens.
Okay, good.
Pings.
Just in case, there's a reason for it.
Understand. I've heard of mimics. I've never seen one, thank God, but I've heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
Terrifying. Alright, so I start backtracking with them and make my way to the recreation room. And I kind of open up the doors for these gentlemen to go in.
As you open the rec room, you see 3 ghostly figures around the pool table playing pool. They're in like old school, like medieval high-end folk, nice robes, hats, etc. And they're just casually playing pool. Oh, hello there.
Guys, guys ghosts?
I quickly follow Ash into the room to see what he's shouting about.
Same.
You see the same thing. 3 ghostly ethereal figures holding the pool cues. Every now and then when they disappear from sight, you still see the pool cues like ghosts like floating about and slamming into like little balls playing pool, and then they'll like randomly reappear back. You see blue figure and visage tends to like kind of unnerve you as you're able to see right through it, and it's hard to focus fully. Hi, would you like to join us for a good old game of pool?
Can I win anything? What are you betting? What's the bets? Are we bartering?
The only bets we have are soul.
Too high. I'm out.
As you turn around, the doors like slam shut on all 3 of you.
Fucking knew it.
Can I try and break
Sorry,
down the
man.
door?
They don't turn aggressive. The guys around the pool, they just continue playing pool.
Can I go
can we
over
try-
and fiddle with the door, see how strong it is?
As you slam into it, you feel it's as hard as steel.
Yeah, we ain't breaking through this.
I don't know. Maybe with all 3 of us?
Do you
Maybe
want
we
all
can
3
use-
of us to tackle the equivalent of a steel door?
I mean,
I think I'll
it's your
snap my
choice.
crowbar in half trying.
I was
Yeah,
just
don't
off
break
right
your crowbar. I know, but it's a futile attempt.
All
I think we're gonna
right.
have to play
I just
ourselves
didn't
up.
want to barter my soul.
Unless, isn't there a window or something we can try to escape from?
There we go. So as you look around, Eisen, you see 2 chairs sitting in front of a fireplace with a lovely tankard of whiskey. You see a cards table and a window that is barred up, but it is a window that you can see outside.
Oh, I totally just misunderstood. I thought we were on the outside of the room, locked out. Not
No, we're
locked
locked in.
In.
Got it.
Alright, so we're gonna need to take down those boards to be able to try to escape out the window.
I will say the window is
Okay.
8 feet off the ground. You look up and it's like a high-rise window. Someone will have to be on someone's shoulders to get to it.
Well, I mean, my character is 6'3", so
Yeah, I'm out. I'm like 4 foot.
I mean, I am like 6'5", so
Have
So,
Ash
I guess
stand
we
on
got our
Eisen's
2.
shoulders.
yeah.
you can either
Yeah,
stand on Eisen's
no.
shoulders or on my shoulder.
It depends. I think Eisen being a dwarf would be a bit of a hardier constitutions. So it's gonna be easier. Who's got the who's gonna get us out?
Ooh, do you guys think you could like get to the window and maybe crack it open enough to call for Steve and tell him to make the skeleton come around and open the door? Maybe it'll open from the other side again.
Okay. Yeah, that seems like an alright plan. Then yes, are you up for it?
I'll be happy to hold somebody on my shoulders.
Just FYI, just because I just realized this.
Alright, man.
And I'm just as a moment so that little learning. Tabaxi, do you have a climb speed, Ash?
Yeah, 20 feet, right?
Yeah, so if you want, you could climb the window.
Like climb the wall up to the window.
You can just climb walls.
Yeah.
Do lion races have a climb speed?
I
think they do, right?
actually.
I don't
Yeah, also 20 feet.
Which
Let me check.
I don't
I'll
know
look through my character sheet.
look at the
I'll double check.
Because if it is.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying FYI, because kitties do have claws.
Yeah, I was thinking about it for like attacking stuff. I was like, I don't want to attack their pool table yet.
Just walk over, rip it, all the ghosts look at you. Good sir, what kind of scoundrel are you?
Oh, I was thinking about like definitely like murderously destroying the table so that I could be like, now there's nothing to bet on. Be like, so you might as well let us out.
Change it, and then we'll be playing cards.
Yeah.
Shred up
I
everything.
do
that's
not have
in
a
front
climb
of me.
speed. I was wrong.
Yeah. Well, I think that's because lions get other things.
Oh, they do have other things.
So I'll climb up the wall to the window and kind of use my my feline agility, like feline
Yeah.
Capability.
fancy to hold myself there. Be like, Steve,
As you get
I need the skeleton's help.
you get to the boarded window, and you're like kind of pulling, and they're like really nailed in, and you're like, ah, damn it. So you look out, and you can see Steve trotting about, doing a little dance, like going like, yeah, Steve on an adventure, Steve, yeah, Steve, yeah. And the skeleton's over here just like swinging the fucking little short or bone dagger it has around this, yeah, Steve on an adventure. Like they're just like fucking celebrating.
That
Can he
sounds
hear
very
me?
accurate.
From from what me yelling to him.
He looks up. Where are you?
Over here, Steve, at the window. The window, Steve.
He starts trotting on over. Oh, howdy there! How can I help you?
I like explain the situation to Steve. Hey, Steve, we got ourselves stuck in a room. I think the door's shut behind us. I think the skeleton can open it. Don't let him in the room. Tell him to open the door, and that's it. And I give him directions to the outside of the door.
He yells up. Don't let the skeleton. Oh wait. Don't let the skeleton take anything. Just come to the door.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. He like trots open to the door. Walks up to it with the skeleton, and then turns to you and says, "I don't know how to make him open doors.
Uh,
How do handles work?"
Steve,
Yeah.
you have a mouth, right, Steve? Bite the knob. Turn your head.
Gotcha. He walks up,
Push.
and you just hear crack. And
Oh
then
no.
After a minute, you guys just hear as like loud stomping on hard stone floor. And after a minute, you hear a crash as a vase is knocked off thing, and several paintings are supposedly destroyed, and you swear you hear silverware being gnawed on for a minute. Then the skeleton opens the door with one arm.
While this is happening, can me and Ethan, can I interact with Ethan and see if we can figure out how to get out of here without the horse's help, just in case something goes wrong?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's try to get open.
Probably a good idea.
While Ash is talking to them, yeah, the ghosts are more or less just ignoring you, just playing their pool game, since none of you have really reacted to their question if you wanted to join. And so, Eisen, you're able to just go on over, put the crowbar in, and go ahead and give me a strength check if you like to try to pry it open.
Check.
If I can assist him, I'd like to do that. If I can.
Okay, so that's 16 plus 2, it's 18.
18?
You're able to start bending it. It's like bending steel almost. You're able to just rip it open, and it starts to kind of, and you start trying to get it, and you're able to get the slightest little hole where you're able to look out, but you're not able to fully bend the door.
And as I look out, do I see the skeleton still running around knocking over things?
You see Steve gnawing on a fork, and the skeleton looking at the other ones, lightly poking their heads, and then like one of the heads fall off the skeleton, and Steve looks up as if he was shocked that he did that, even though he's in control of it.
I call Ash closer from the window because there's no way he's going to believe us. Ash, come and check out what Steve's doing.
What's Steve doing?
You see him gnawing on the fucking forks, just like picking and finally like a piece of grain gets out, and then finally he looks up at the skeleton, nods, and the skeleton walks over and starts trying to open the door.
I'm like, oh no. Well, it was worth a shot.
No, it does open up, just one door. He only has one arm.
Oh. Well, I mean, at least we have a way out, right?
Steve looks over. I think it was open from the outside. I don't think the DM was expecting you to have a friend outside.
Hey guys, I got us a way out. Lucky
I'm
I
sorry, that was
thought
funny.
about it. It was fun. Sorry, it IRL. I'm fixing my boy's bike here. His brake came undone.
All good.
No worries.
So
See, so we have a
the door's
savior.
open now.
That's cool.
Yeah, so the door's open now, and the ghosts are still just playing. The doors do not seem to be relocking or closing, and the skeleton's able to maintain the door being open. So, if you like to go back and forth, for now, you're able to. Other than that, there's a lounge to the north, and then the 2 hallways. Staircase to the 2nd floor.
I would like to attempt to go to the library now, if you don't mind, gentlemen.
If anything, I'd like to look around in that lounge area, see if we can find anything before we go any further.
I'll get it.
I'll just stand around looking at Steve eating the forks and everything.
Oh yeah. He goes
Before
back
I
over,
make
just,
my
like,
way-
lightly gnaws on it again. You see huge donkey teeth marks on it. Arr.
Before I continue on to the library, I tell Steve, I get his attention away from the forks. I'm like, Steve, now that you're inside, you can help me.
Yes, yes, I can. Yes. He's like, he slowly starts putting his mouth back over to the fork.
No, so Steve got distracted, as I did, and started going back to the fork.
The fork. He's a goat, right?
I had no idea, Steve. So I pick the fork up and I dangle it in front of his face as I walk towards the library.
He follows you
And I
to the
start
library.
leading Steve. And I look around and I take
Next to Steve is a
I take one of the
skeleton
bones.
also drooling at this fork.
Well, before I start walking over to the library, while I'm at the table with Steve and the fork, I'm looking around the table and I just grab one of the skeleton's arms and I rip it off of the skeleton and I kind of haphazardly try to finagle it onto the skeleton's arm body that's missing an arm, shoving it in the sleeve, seeing if I can get it to stay.
You're able to get to stay, but it's really awkward. You had to kind of slam it slightly into the rib cage. So his left arm is right arm is slightly pinned upwards. At a weird angle.
It's he's got a dislocated shoulder.
Basically, just constant dislocated shoulder because it's not even his original skeletal arm.
Yeah. It's different length.
Yeah.
And then I take the skeleton that I just ripped the arm off of. Let's say I even ripped the left arm off and he now has 2 left arms. I take the right arm of the skeleton that I ripped the left one off of and gave to the skelly. And I'm using it to hold the fork or the the knife or whatever silverware in front of Steve like a carrot on a stick.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna lead him to the library.
So we have Ash going towards the library with Steve. Zenaris, would you like to split away and go look at the lounge?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Alright, and then Eisen, do you want to go with Ash or Zenaris?
I think I'm gonna head to the lounge with the nearest.
Alright. So Ash, you and Steve, I will go to in a second. We're going to start with Eisen and Zenaris. As you guys, Steve slowly just led out of the kitchen and into the main kind of staircase area. You guys open up the doors, and I'm going to say Aid goes with you as well. Hi. And you open up, you see only one ghostly figure this time. Aid holds open the door, does not let it close behind you guys. She's just sitting there holding a door while you guys investigate. And
I'll give him a thumbs up as we keep going.
got you. Then Eisen and Zenaris, you guys look in, and once again a hearth with 3 chairs kind of sitting around. And on the other side is a desk with this very fat, pompous-looking bougie ghost with a not ghostly cigar. And as he smokes it in, smoke comes into these ethereal lungs and then just dissipates in the middle. Hey, how can I help you? He's a short little dwarf. Maybe even slightly Danny DeVito looking esque.
God damn it. Why?
You look like you're all in danger. Can I offer you a kobold egg in this trying times? He like slides over some eggs.
How do I say this without pissing you off? Last time we were offered something, they wanted our soul for it. What do you want?
Nothing. I'm just a cool dude.
Oh, look at him. Zenin, look at him with a raised eyebrow.
Should you roll for perception? Perception?
You guys can roll for insight if you like. We'll roll for deception.
Alright.
If he's lying, wink wink. If.
Wait, where is this at? This is in the lounge. Okay. So yeah, I'm not a part of this. Okay.
Yeah, you and Steve are gonna have your own little adventure.
Yeah, that's fine. I just was trying to clarify.
Oh yeah.
It's actually perfect.
Alright. So,
Yeah, that blows my 8 out of the water.
so what you guys roll for?
I did investigate insight.
Yes. So what number did you guys roll?
The nearest, I believe you got 18.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 8.
8. Okay. So Eisen, you don't really get any vibes from this guy. Once again, he just seems like a ghost. So you kind of just distrust him in general. Zeneris, you kind of get the vibe that maybe he's not hostile, but like, you know, maybe not.
Can't trust him either.
Yeah, you're not really sure what his intent is.
Well, you stay there doing your ghosty thing while we just look around and see what's up with this place. And then we'll be on our way.
Aye, well, he kind of just started looking at his little kobold eggs, takes a few drags of his cigar, and the eggs start to hatch.
Oh, no.
And as they hatch, for each one you didn't eat, a little kobold, like, it's almost like the size of like 6 inches tall. These little kobolds come out, and they just start like shaking their little fists towards you.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me process that for a minute. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what
Because
to
we
do with
didn't
it.
see baby eggs, kobolds just now happen to hatch.
Yep. And they come out and they're like little 6 feet tall, but like fully grown, as if they're like miniatures. And they just come out, and they're just like little 6 inches, like waving towards you.
Miniature kobold.
I want to make sure I got that right.
Yeah. There's like
Oh,
6 of them just there.
Miniature kobolds. I think Ash would be interested in this. What do you think, Zeneris?
I mean,
This
if
would be
they're
unique enough?
evil, we're gonna have to do away with them. But if they're not, I don't see why we couldn't have them as companions. One for each of us.
Yeah.
How many is there in total?
6.
I'm sure Steven's a companion as well.
At this point, why not? Before I do anything else, I'm gonna take out one ration and throw it in the middle of them and see what happens.
You take out a ration. You take out a little packet and you toss it in the middle, and I imagine you probably like open it a little bit, and inside they pull out these little like dried fruits and essentially like trail mix and jerky, and they start like nibbling on it, and they look at you, and they all start kind of like looking, like talking to each other, and they start trying to drag the ration away from you guys. Like,
Okay.
across the table, Danny DeVito starts chuckling. Look at my little ants. As they start just dragging the ration away from you.
I don't distrust this, but
I also don't trust it. But it seems like it's mutual distrust.
Yeah, one of
I
them looks
don't
up at
hate
you and
this
flips
either.
you off, Eisen, with a long.
I look at the little kobold and just decide to flip him off both hands. Fuck you, little kobold.
He does both hands, and as he's just riding on top of the thing that's being pulled, the entire time he just sits there with both middle fingers up at you.
Alright, can I stick my hand outward towards the kobolds?
Yeah, you put your hand out, and they all just kind of turn towards you. So all like taking this little group formation, like ready to protect themselves. Except the one flipping off Eisen, he never breaks his stare off with you.
So, are lions able to retract their claws? I'm pretty sure they are, right?
I don't know about lions being able to. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, basic feline.
Yeah.
Because basic
Physiology.
felines. So I'm gonna make sure to
Physiology, yeah.
retract my claws just to make it look like a very furry paw,
Yeah.
and I want to see what they do with it.
All right.
If they're gonna bite it or not.
give me animal handling and see how your vibes are.
Kind of like the most unintimidating, like handout you could do.
Exactly. 17. All right, that was not bad.
All right. They look at each other. They're like. "Meh, meh, meh." Then the one that was flipping off Eisen steps off, stepping on the head of another one, and like walks up to you. You have passed the vibe check.
I was taking a hit when you said that.
I'm saying that's not what I expected.
Not at all. Oh, what?
You have passed the vibe check.
As we pass the vibe check,
I'm dead.
I'm just looking at Xaneris and I look over as this kobold's still flipping me off. If we keep them, he's mine.
He looks at you. He looks at you, points to you, points to the others, and say, "If we go with them, he's mine."
I like these. I like these things. They're cheeky.
They all sort of like you see them like start ripping up like little cloth and stuff, like making little backpacks, and some rip off wood from the desk and make splinters and like start crafting little spears. For now, Danny DeVito just keeps chuckling. He seems to be enjoying.
Handy little guys.
Alright, so I'm gonna do something very stupid next.
Yes.
I'm gonna crouch down so that my face is level with them. And I'm gonna ask them politely. So what would have happened if we had eaten you when he offered us? And I'm gonna ask the same thing of the ghost. What else would have happened?
And they would have hatched inside you.
God. So it's a good thing we chose not to eat your eggs.
He shrugs. Would have been funny.
For you, maybe.
He looks up and then I said there were 6 kobolds. There are 5 now. She just smashed one.
No!
She better not have smashed mine.
He did not smash yours. He smashed one of them that got too close and was like trying to pick up some cloth from near him. He just smashes it. The other ones
Alright, if that's the case.
with their rations.
The little
I'll
kobold
just put them fine on my head if they want to.
Yeah, they like
And hold on to my mane as a way. Yep.
the little kobold that was flipping me off runs towards me, gets on my head, and starts flipping him off.
Exactly. 2 of them go on Eisen and are flipping him off, and 3 are inside your main Xaneris.
That's perfectly fine. I'm enjoying every moment of this. Immediately, my character gets that feeling of, I have cubs now. Must protect.
I have cubs.
I will assimilate them into my life.
The lion pride.
Pretty much. Now, as you guys are just hanging out there in the lounge to the right, you see you were kind of distracted by the Danny DeVito-esque ghost and the kobolds, but now that you're looking around, to the right, you do see another door labeled Garden, and this is Xaneris. You smell deep, murky water, but you can see another door that leads to the outside, the back. Guiding Steve over to the library. The skeleton, too, is enamored with this fork And as you guys go up to the library, you see grand doors that are pushed open to see several bookshelves and bookcases all lined up. Various different literature from all around the world. Chult, the northern realms, southern kingdoms, all of it lined up here. And you see ones that look dusty from ancient realms. And you see just a single little ghostly visage of a girl reading at a table. She just hums lightly.
I kind of like poke my head in the room, like, oh, hey, didn't know there was anybody in here. Reading anything good?
Huh? She looks up at you, gives you a shh, quiet in the library. And she points.
And
she points up, and as you were talking, every word you said, the light flashed red. And at the very top of the library, you see this crystal.
And that's it. I just see a crystal at the top of the library.
Yep. And as every time you
Okay.
spoke out loud, it flashed red. And she gave a shh, don't make it mad.
Okay. So I kind of just like hush down, like I hunker down like a little bit. I put my finger up in front of my mouth, and I like make the gesture to shush, and I like hastily toss I like back away from the door. I like toss the arm with the fork in it off to the side. For Steve, like a little bit away from the door.
So he doesn't
and
talking in the middle of the library.
and I like kind of whisper to Steve as I like kind of hug him. Or, like as I get in close to whisper to Steve, I like reach around his neck and start undoing the medallion. And I'm like, hey Steve, I have to borrow this. Stay here. And I take it off.
As you take it, it immediately just falls down, and he just goes, aww.
And I put it on my own neck.
The skeleton pops up, looks at you, nods.
And I make my way into the library. And as I'm in the library,
you hear
I kind of just
of a fork outside.
I kind of crack the doors behind me, because you said they're double doors that are wide open, right? So I kind of like crack them as I back in so that it's just them meeting almost in the middle but cracked open so that I can still see Steve. And I just start walking through the library, brushing my fingers up along the books on the bookshelf to see if I feel anything like magical or special about any of the books, and like skim the titles to see if anything like pops my eye, like mentioning either like, enchanting or, history of magical items or that kind of thing.
I am going to take a hit. However, you can give me 3 rolls back to back, and this will determine how long and how well you study these books. You can give me a history, a general intelligence, and an investigation check.
Oh man. Alright, let's do a history first.
Awesome.
It's 7 plus 5, so 12.
Alright, you're able to tell that you're not really sure how old some of the books are. Base knowledge, you're able to figure out that these are way beyond the scopes that you yourself have studied. Some of them are in script you don't even understand. Pull them out, and they're maybe languages you don't know, like Elven or Dwarvish or something like that, like Orcish. But more and more of them, you just look in and they look like dead languages. So eventually you're beyond your scope of history. But in the history that you do understand, you're able to find ones about enchantments and stories of old wizards and enchantments they tried, and ones about transmutations, and mostly about like necrotic and transmutation, but you do see a few about enchantment.
Okay. I pick like 4 say, can we say like maybe like 3 or 4 books that mention that kind of thing, and like set them quietly on the table next to the girl?
As you pull them out, crystal for each one flashes yellow.
Okay.
You sit down.
I just.
And
Did you want me to?
So, are you gonna
just
read the books?
No, I'm gonna leave them stacked on the table next to. I was gonna roll the next roll you wanted me to roll.
Oh, right. Yes, go ahead.
8 plus for you said general intelligence.
Yes.
Let's just go investigation. Where would my oh, okay, intelligence. Okay, 11.
11. So, overall, you're not really the most, like, your wares have never really been books. You're never a bookstore. However, you can tell just by the age alone that you could sell some of those old books for a lot. You're just not sure what magic is about this place.
Okay. And the last one I rolled 1. So.
Yeah, you have no fucking clue. You're just looking around like this.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I kind of like walk back over to the table with like maybe 2 more books, just that I randomly picked off the shelf that were old that you said I might be able to sell for a lot. I kind of like set them down on the table, give them a sideways tilt of the head, and I like shrug my shoulders and just walk out of the library back to Steve. Leave him on the table in front of the girl.
Okay, so you just leave the books.
I just leave him.
As you exit, you see behind a blue flash, and you look back, and the books are gone from the table.
Give it a little curious squint and look at the crystal, and kind of just close the doors the rest of the way. And then I take the arm that I tossed aside. I take the silverware out of it, and I kind of use the arm to brace the library door closed.
The skeleton looks down sadly and is like, "Oh," but then
No, this was.
continues 9.
This was.
Oh yeah, that's right. The other.
This was the other one. Yeah, this was the one just holding the fork.
Right. So forgot about that. Slipped my mind.
Yeah.
So
So
that you brace the.
I make my way back to the rest of the guys.
And you see Steve has basically made himself braces.
What the fuck?
Not like actual
I
braces.
come back to hearing Steve has braces. What the
but, like,
fuck?
So he's chewed his way through. You know, like when people get like the gold-plated teeth or something like that because their teeth have been fucked up. Well, Steve just chewed the fork so much he pimped out his grill.
He's like, he got it twisted like mango. He's got the most medieval pair of like donkey braces there are.
That is amazing.
Steve smiles and it's just mangled, twisted flesh.
As you guys,
Does Steve feel pain?
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
As you re-enter Ash to rejoin your amigos in the lounge, you see Aid kind of give a nod and like just you see he's now propped the door open with the nearby couch so he doesn't have to hold it, and you see several 6-inch kobolds on both Eisen and Daenerys' heads as a Danny DeVito as a ghost is laughing his ass off with a blood stain in front of him.
Remember, you said there was 5 because he killed one of them.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
You said 6, that's why.
I like gasp excitedly and point, and then look down at the blood stain and be like, and gasp again and be like, oh, like so cool.
Alright, since you're here, Ash, I have 3. He has 2. Which one likes you?
I like hold out my arms, like slide across the floor on my knees and hold out my arms.
With advantage, give me animal handling check. You have a good vibe.
Oh my god. Nat 1 plus 2.
So you have advantage. Go ahead and roll again and try.
So roll it again.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. Advantage.
I'll just shit my pants if you
16
rolled a
plus
nat
3,
20.
so 9.
Okay.
19.
So
Yeah,
one of them
19.
from your main scenario, so the one who isn't your main one, Eisen. They both get off your heads, and they kind of look towards you, Ash, whisper to each other, and they introduce themselves as the twins, and say that you have passed the vibe check, and crawls up here
So I got one of them, you said?
from each. Yeah,
You have two.
I got two. One from Eisen. One
Okay.
from
You got
Ghost.
twins.
Oh, twins. The
Yes.
twins. I like pick one up and put it on my left shoulder, and I pick one up and I put it on my right shoulder.
One
I'd be like,
immediately
I'm gonna
says,
call
"Kill
you."
them." The other says, "Don't." No, I'm just kidding.
I'm,
Oh, no, wait,
I'm like,
2, and 1.
I'm gonna be like, you're called good and you're called evil.
Oh my god.
They both give you a thumbs up.
I like whisper to him. I'm like, now I really don't need anything else from you except for advice.
Gotcha, boss. Eisen, the one on your head, flips off the one that left it.
Shouts down at the one that left it. You're just a betrayer, just like the last group.
And the one on top just goes, "Yeah, bitch."
Aww. That one was the evil one.
I'll look at the 2 on my main and be like, you're good kids.
They cuddle into you.
And pet them both.
They purr weirdly like kobolds do.
Interesting.
Alright. So, before we continue, because we still have the 2 hallways and the kitchen area and then the garden area and the back area. So, before we continue this and then to the second floor. Alright, yeah. So, in that case, you guys go back to the lounge and Aid offers, I can hold it for you if you want.
You know, I keep forgetting about Aid.
Mhm.
Same. It was the 5th time I've forgotten about him.
Right. I think we're like, no, Aid, you can come in and rest too. If anything, Aid, before you let go of the door, Skelly, which is what I'm gonna call the skeleton. Skelly, can you wait outside? Wait outside the door. I'll let you know if I need you to open it. And I kind of like willingly close the door behind us all because I know I have Skelly out there to open it.
Got you.
And,
the same thing, like it hits it, and all of a sudden the wood feels like it's turned to steel as you try to like add all tap on it. It just goes from like the hollow thumb wood to the dung of metal.
Okay. I think we all like kind of start to hunker down. I'm sorry if I'm speaking for the group, guys.
No.
Oh, you're good.
I think we all kind of like start to slip into like relaxing positions around the lounge while like leisurely, or I'm sorry, who's the one of you that's injured?
Me, definitely.
Xanieros,
But before we go into that resting
Okay.
stage, we did agree that we wanted to look around and see if we can find
Yes,
anything here before we go any
exactly.
further.
Yeah, and while you guys are looking around, I want to like look at these ghosts and be like, hey, thinking back on that bartering, I don't have a soul quite per se to offer you, but how about a magical medallion that controls the undead?
Sword. He taps the pool table. Only accept souls. That's all we got.
Okay. Now, this is just a plausible. I don't think Steve can hear me, but I'm gonna whisper to the skeleton. What's the value of a horse's soul that can talk?
Oh, a talking horse. Well, I say if it can talk, I will just chop it up to halfling.
It's a horse that can talk. It's gotta be more than that.
All right. Human soul, one soul.
It's a talking horse. Like, buddy, granted, I'm a tabaxi, but A human's a human. This is a horse. Humans can't carry somebody on its back. I start trying to barter, persuade.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check. How the ghost roll.
And I'll just walk up listening to this, just crossing my arms, like nodding. Like, yeah. He's got a point.
Screw my dice today. I got a 3 plus 5 for persuasion, so 8.
The ghost
There's no way I can aid him in Accuser.
and they just
Can't I assist him in using an intimidation check with the silver sword that we've got?
Oh, you know what? Yes, you can get advantage. As Eisen flashes the sword, the ghost starts to sweat slightly. Go ahead and roll again, Ash.
Alright, I forgot that they're weak to silvered weapons.
Make it a 7.
I'm just gonna say we're gonna combine both the rolls, and you're gonna get as like a damn. That even with advantage though. So we're gonna say that with that, they look at you and they're like, "Look, one soul with a retry."
I kind of like converse with my party. I'm like, guys, I don't know. Steve is honestly kind of proven to be a little bit more valuable at this point. If anything else, I could just check magical items to make sure they're not cursed on them. I don't want to get rid of them for the price of one soul plus a retry.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's not worth it. I'm sure if they were willing to offer us more.
You guys have been asked
Yeah.
for offering.
Nope.
Just the one human soul has already put us off. It seems like, just to us at least, Steve is a lot more worth.
He's already become
What do you have to
valuable.
offer us, ghost friends?
Well, they look around. The only things we can. All souls. You would get us.
Ooh.
Okay. Good. Evil.
Let's stop here.
I've got 2 kobolds.
Let's stop for a second. Just think about this. We've already gotten the kobolds now from the other ghost. Do you really want to push your luck and end up with ghosts as well?
Yes.
I knew you were going to say that, Ash.
You just ignore me.
Luckily, there's 3 of us in this party.
I ask my kobolds for advice.
Good
they,
says.
they give me confused advice.
Yeah. Good says, kill him. Evil says, hey, you should really not do that. Like, I just met him, but Steve seems like he's a really cool dude.
I love that Good said something evil. Evil said something good.
Good said evil said good. That's amazing. I'm so confused now. Which one's the evil now?
Yeah, right.
Good is evil. Evil is good.
Yeah, like, Evil's like, hey, look, I just met him, but Steve seems like a really cool dude. Like, his voice isn't high-pitched like the others. And then Good's like, kill him! Risk it! For the biscuit! Fuck it!
I just kind of sigh defeated, and I'm like, you know what? I just need a rest.
Oh, dude.
Nah, it's not worth it.
Nah, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Sure, we can get 2 immortal ghosts, but Steve is unique.
If it was an immortal talking ghost, maybe.
You hear another vase get smashed.
If it was the mortal talking horse,
Talking horse, yeah.
if only.
And that's where we'll be taking your rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, does anything get a chance to attune to my blade?
This is just gonna be a short rest. You don't really have the time for
Ah.
a rest.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You bastard. Oh well.
While we're like hunkering down to rest, I tell the skeleton to open the door,
He does.
and I reach out and I say sorry, and I tear the sleeve off of the skeleton's arm that's good. That covers that part of his arm, so it's just covering the jacked up one. and I go over and I start trying to like makeshift bandage my my hurt friend that had all those stabs, stabbing like stabs.
The skeleton, emotionless, as it's no longer a Steve, who you now start to think was giving it the extra emotions that was displayed. Just close to the door.
I should I roll for medicine?
So with a short, how I like to do it is on a short rest, you normally get to use your hit dice in order to restore health.
Okay.
And then each person can make a medicine check on someone else of their choice to try to give them a few extra hit points.
Okay.
And if you like that video and like to see more content, please drop a like and subscribe to Wolfer28, or give us a follow and a rating on both Spotify and iTunes as Bardic Logs. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you next time.